My name's David Allison. I'm 46 years old and I live in Vancouver. My company's called Braun Allison Inc. and we're a marketing, branding, design company, and we specialize in working with real estate developments. Our philosophy around design is that it needs to be very simple, authentic, truthful, straightforward. I have a real problem when people start getting into design and they become decorators. You know, there's certain designers you see in Vancouver and working anywhere really, where you just look at the thing they've ended up making, regardless of medium, regardless of end use, and you just wish they'd stopped 30% before they did. I think every city has its own sort of zeitgeist, I suppose, and every city has its own tolerance for the envelope and how far you can push the envelope. So it's interesting as you move from place to place, even neighborhood to neighborhood within a given city, how those icons and stereotypes vary. So you have to be really careful around the way you manipulate these symbols and the way you work with what people already have in their head. And I think if you look at furniture design, you look at interior design, you look at architecture, you look at anything, a lot of it's the same thing. It's about manipulating stereotypes, working within a pre-existing set of communication tools that you really have no control over, and taking those and using them to tell new stories and combining them in new ways that create something interesting and unexpected. I think that there's a really beautiful thing going on in the world right now where the difference between art and design is getting very blurry. We're seeing designers who are producing limited edition pieces that really have no functionality other than a vague resemblance to some sort of functional design piece. And we're seeing artists who are starting to move into the world of functionality. And I think in much the way that each of those individual disciplines is starting to throw down the borders. You don't have to be a photographer or a sculptor or a painter or a performer. You're just an artist. Why do I need to be pigeonholed into being one thing or the other? So I think we're at an interesting moment right now, and a lot of it has to do with technology, a lot of it has to do with social media that's available, a lot of it has to do with this instant ability we have to share ideas around the world. The notion of what good design is speeding up, just like everything else is speeding up, because we have this instantaneous ability to be in touch with all kinds of other people around the world and what they're thinking. There's a lot more of a global incubator that's happening because of the technology that's available to us today.